Hello students. In the last video we discussed about differences between micro and macroeconomics and definitions and meaning of a macroeconomics and scope and the nature of a macroeconomics. In this video we are going to discussing about economic agents or economic units or macroeconomic decision makers. All are same, economic agents or economic units are macroeconomic decision makers. All are same here. Here, who are called economic agents or economic units or macroeconomic decision makers? ಯಾರನ್ನ economic agents ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರ? ಯಾರನ್ನ economic macroeconomic decision makers ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? economic agents ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? All are same here. Here, consumers, producers, the government, corporation and banks are called economic agents. Consumer, producers, the government, corporation, banks are called economic agents or economic units or macroeconomic decision makers here. But here whole consumers they are considered in macroeconomics, but in microeconomics also economic agents are same, but they have a particular individual consumers, individual producers. We are taking individuals, but here as a whole ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್, ಆಲ್ ದ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, ಆಲ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್, banks, everything, all whole we are considering economic agents or economic units in the macroeconomics. And these what works they are doing by the economic agents. By economic units or economic agents we mean those individuals or institutions which take economic decisions. They can be consumers who decides what and how much to the consume, and producers decides goods and services who decides what and how much to produce by the producers. And the government, they have to be entity like the government and corporation and banks, which also take a different economic decisions like how much to spend by the government, what interest rate to charge on the banks, on the by the banks, and how much to the taxation. These all be decision by the government, corporation and banks here. And here these are the economic agents and economic units and or macroeconomic decision makers. And Adam Smith, we know that Adam Smith is regarded as the father of modern economics. Yes, we know that, all know that the economics, the father of economics is Adam Smith. He is a classical economist, and his workbook name is Adam Smith workbook is an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of the nation. It is in the year 1776. He wrote in the book. It is very important. These are the 1 marks question. Adam Smith's workbook is an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of a nation in the year 1776. In the year 1776. And this book is regarded as the first major comprehensive book on the subject of economics. And another one important concept said by the Adam Smith, it is macroeconomics. It is said by the Adam Smith, macroeconomics tries to address situations facing the economy as a whole. Economics, macroeconomics ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ it's a situation facing, it is a problem or anything, it is faced by the macroeconomics as a whole. That is called macroeconomics according to Adam Smith. Adam Smith, the founding father of modern economics, has suggested that if the buyers and sellers in the each market take their decisions following only their own self interest. Economists will not need to think of the wealth and welfare of the country as a whole separately, but economists gradually discovered that they had to look further here. And according to Adam Smith, economists found that the first, in the same cases, the firstly it's the same cases, the market did not or could not exist. The market did not or could not exist in the first manner, and in the secondly, in some other cases, the markets exist but fail to produce equilibrium of a demand and supply in the market. Every market is not to be the equilibrium of the demand and supply in the market. And thirdly, the most important, in a large number of situations, society or the state or the people of the whole country had decided to pursue certain important social goals here unselfishly in areas like employment, administration, defense, education, and health. It's completely not completely take care about these things here. These department like employment, administrative, or education, or health, for which some of the aggregative effect of the macroeconomic decisions made by the individual's economic agents needed to be the modified now. And this macroeconomics studies the whole of these problems, or facing these problems by the as a whole by the macroeconomics said by the Adam Smith. For this purpose, macroeconomists had to study the effect in the markets of taxation and other budgetary policies. Here, macroeconomics effect on the markets of taxation and other budgetary policies and policies for bringing about changes in the money supply, the rate of interest, wages, employment, and output. And these all by the studied as a whole by the macroeconomics. Macroeconomics has therefore deep roots in microeconomics. This macroeconomics and macroeconomics, micro and macroeconomics are interdependent. Microeconomics studies the individual, but macroeconomics studies the whole. For example, macroeconomics studies the individual consumers, behavior of the individual consumers, but macroeconomics studies the all the consumers of the market, the behavior of the all the consumers of the market, and same as it is producers, etc. Here, deep roots in a microeconomics because it has to study the aggregative effects by the macroeconomics of the forces of demand and supply in the market. However, in addition, it has to deal with the policies aimed at also modifying these forces. Forces means market forces are a demand and a supply. These both are a market forces. Market forces are a demand and supply. Don't forget it. Market forces are a demand and supply. It microeconomics and macroeconomics that will be depending on the market forces, demand and supply. If necessary to follow choice made by a society outside the markets in developing countries like India, such a choice have to be made to remove or reduce unemployment. To developing countries like India, India also necessary to choice made by the society to outside the market. It is world outside ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಟ್ರಿನೂ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ನಮ್ಮದು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. ನಮ್ಮದು ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟು ಸಹಿತ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸನ್ನು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನು ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್. It means such as a choice to remove or reduce the unemployment first, and to improve the access to education and primary health care for all, and to provide good administration, to provide sufficiently for the defense of the country, and so on. Macroeconomics shows the two simple characteristics that are evident in dealing with a situation we have just listed in the these are briefly in the manner here. Macroeconomics shows the two simple characteristics here. Firstly, what is the first one? First, who are the macroeconomic decision makers? Firstly, who are the macroeconomic decision makers? Here, decision maker like a consumer and producers, everything. But others also included. ಯಾರು ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ? ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಯೂಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? Government itself or statutory bodies like the Reserve Bank of India RBI and Securities and Exchange Board of India SEBI. Exchange Securities and Exchange Board of India SEBI SEBI. It is 1 marks question and this is a fill in the blanks question. Don't forget this one. Macroeconomics policies dash policies are pursued by the state itself or statutory bodies like a Reserve Bank of India, SEBI, it means Security and Exchange Board of India, SEBI and similar institution. Dash and the macroeconomics policies. You have to write a macroeconomics policies here. Macroeconomics policies. These are decided by the macroeconomics decisions here. And typically each such bodies will have one or more public goals to pursue as defined by the law or the constitution of India itself. These goals are not those of individual economic agents maximizing their private profit or welfare. Thus the macroeconomic agents are basically different from the individual decision making. Here individual decision making different from the individual decision making here. And secondly what do the macroeconomic decisions makers try to? Here firstly they have a macroeconomic policies are pursued by the states and its statutory bodies. And secondly, what do the macroeconomic decisions makers try to do? ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ macroeconomic decision makers ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Obviously they often have to go behind the economic objectives. They have to go behind the economic decisions and such activities. It means here as we have listed above, it means economic resources for the such public needs as we have listed above. Here such activities are not aimed at serving individual self-interest. They are pursued for the welfare of the country and its public as a whole. And these are the decisions of the macroeconomics shows the two simple characteristics. These are the macroeconomics simple to characteristics. And another one important that is the emergency of macroeconomics. Here macroeconomics heng huಟ್ಕೊಂತ? First we are in the beginning macroeconomics ಹುಟ್ಟೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಏನಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅರ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಕರಿತಿದ್ವಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಿದ್ವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ದ macroeconomics ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಸೆಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, and emerged after the British economist John Maynard Keynes. John Maynard is J.M. Keynes or Keynes ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ ಬರೀತಾರೆ, Keynes ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, Keynes ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. Keynes published his celebrated book The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money in the year 1936. Very important it is. Don't forget it. It is a 1 marks question. J.M. Keynes published his celebrated book The General Theory of Employment. The general, I written here red pen, It is used as red pen. The general theory of employment, interest and money in 1936. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಬುಕ್, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂಥದ್ದು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಯು ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ 1900 ದ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಆನ್ ದ 1929 ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್ ದ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಅನ್ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟ್. ಅಂಥವು ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೌತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದು ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಸಮ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾವು 10th ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ PUC 1 ಒಳಗೂ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡೀಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮನ್ನು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷನ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಸ್ಟ್. He introduced one book that is a very important book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money in the year 1936. It means the general theory of employment. Theory of employments, he introduced an interest rate and money. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಥಿಯರಿಯನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ, ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ here before 1936 there have a classical school of a thought says, ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇದನ್ನ 1936ಗಿಂತ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಥಾಟನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರದ್ದಾದಂಥ ಥಾಟನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಅದು ಏನಿತ್ತು ಥಾಟ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ? ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ classical school of a thought says before emergency of the macroeconomics. All the laborers who are ready to work will find employment and all the factories will be working at their full capacity. This school of a thought is known as the classical traditional. All the laborers who are ready to work, but all the laborers ready to work will find the employment. They are finding the employment. They need the employment. And all the factories will be working at their full capacity. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ನಡೆದಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಫುಲ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೌನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷ್ನಲ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಅದಾರೆ, ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್, ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತಾರ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ವರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಕರಿತೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫುಲ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಫುಲ್ ಅವ್ರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವರು ವರ್ಕ್ ಲೇಬರ್ಸಿಗೆ ನೀಡ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀಡ್ ಇರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಈ ಥಾಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ introduction of the general theory of employment and interest and money in the 1936 they are adopted of this thought of a classical. But after emergence of the macroeconomics, the employment and interest rate and about the money, everything was changed. And ಯಾಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಯ್ತು? ವೈ ದ macroeconomics emerged in the world? Mainly the Great Depression in year 1929. Don't forget it. The Great Depression of 1929 and the subsequent years saw the output and employment level in the countries European and North America fell by the huge amount. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ತಮ್ಮದು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತು ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ 1914. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ Great Depression in the year 1929 in the European countries and North American. And it affected other countries of the world as well as same thing. It's affected on the other countries. Demand for goods in the market was low. Any effect after what effect by the Great Depression of 1920? And first one, demand for good in the market was low. And many factories were laying ideal. ಒಂದು ತಮ್ಮದಾದಂಥ ಐಡಿಯಲನ್ನು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡತ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ವರ್ ಥ್ರೋನ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮೆನಿ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ವರ್ thrown out of the jobs. And in USA from 1929, in the USA from the 1929 to 1930, unemployment rate rose from the 3% to 25%. ಅಂದರೆ ಅನ್ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1929 3% ಇತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ 1936 ಇಟ್ ರೋಸ್ ದ 25%. Unemployment rate may be defined as the number of the total people of the defined as the number of people who are not working and are looking for a jobs divided by the total number of people who are working or looking for a jobs. It is called unemployment rate. Unemployment rate rose from the 3% to 25% in the year 1929 to 1933 respectively. And over the same period, aggregative output in USA fell by about 33%, and these in a new way, that the fact that the economy may have long listing was an attempt in this directions. Unlike this very facing all the countries of the world in the 1929, unemployment market, it means demand for goods in the market was very low, etc. They are faced by all the whole world. And next, to examine the working of the economy entirely and examine the interdependent of the different sectors. It means sectors means here agriculture, industry and service sector, they are interdependent, and the subject of a macroeconomics was born. ಇದು interdependent ನೋಡಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಂತೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ born in the world. It means unlike this, his approach was to examine the working of the economy in its entirety and examine the interdependency of the different sectors. The subject of macroeconomics was born in the world. Like this, emergence of the macroeconomics. Here in these topics, very important topics means economic agents or economic units or making decision maker, and emergence of economics, and the Adam Smith's books and etc. Very important concept here. And according to this concept, there are given here homework, very important 1 marks question. Fill in the blanks. Dash tries to address the situation facing the country as a whole, that is a macroeconomics. Dash policies are pursued by the state itself or statutory bodies like RBI and SEBI, etc. That is also macroeconomics. Both answer is a macroeconomics. Don't forget this one. ಎರಡು fill in the blanks or one fill in the blanks ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ macroeconomics and macroeconomics. And I given 1 marks question, 1 sentence question here. Who are economic agents? Who are economic agents? Only have to write a consumer, producer, the government, corporations and banks. And what does classical school of thought says? Already I given the answer. And name the well known workbook of Adam Smith. It is a very important. ಈ ಎರಡು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ 1 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ವೆಲ್ known book, Adam Smith's book, an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of nations in the year 1776. It is the book name. And 2 marks question, who are the macroeconomic decision makers? Yaar macroeconomic decisions makers? That is consumer. You have to write about consumers, about producers, government, corporation and banks. ರೈಟ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಒಳಗಿದೆ, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ನೋಡಿ ಬರೀರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನನ್ನದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹೊಸದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್.